Science continues to move forward, and the last 30 days have seen a whirlwind of new discoveries. Here is a selection of 10 interesting scientific breakthroughs for August 2024. Number 10. The solar microdrones. Drones are everywhere today, used in military battlefields, recreational flying, and police chases. Their presence is only set to grow in the future, and they are also being miniaturized. Inexpensive remote-control drones are already available in very small sizes, but what if we could make them even smaller and power them with the sun? While solar-powered drones exist, they aren't small, and shrinking them further has been challenging because smaller solar panels generally produce less power for the rotors. However, a new drone overcomes this challenge by eliminating the standard propulsion systems entirely. Weighing just 4 grams, this drone can stay aloft using solar power and an electrostatic propulsion system, where components efficiently alternate charges to attract and repel, turning a propeller. Developed in China, this research holds the potential to create tiny drones that can remain airborne indefinitely using solar energy, offering numerous possibilities for their use, whether for better or worse. Number 9. The meltdown-proof nuclear reactor. Nuclear energy has always been problematic, particularly due to the danger of meltdowns in nuclear reactors. Nuclear meltdowns, the stuff of horror movies, have been a threat from the start and do happen. However, it has always been suggested that a meltdown-proof reactor is possible, and now researchers in China seem to have created one. While older reactors cannot be retrofitted, new purpose-built reactors can utilize this technology. The problem with existing reactors is heat. If it gets out of control, a meltdown can occur. This new reactor, known as a pebble bed reactor, PBR, addresses this issue by shutting itself down if coolant power or another accident happens. Instead of standard fuel rods, the reactor uses uranium pebbles coated in graphite, resulting in lower energy density and allowing heat to distribute around the pebbles. This slows the meltdown process, making the heat more manageable. Although not foolproof, the concept is intriguing. After successful testing in a full-scale plant, this safer reactor design could pave the way for the future of nuclear energy. Number 8. Bees can slap ants. Honeybees have long been known to defend against ants and even humans, but recent discoveries show they can go further. Japanese honeybees, in particular, have been observed physically battling ants. High-speed camera footage reveals that guard bees at hive entrances flutter their wings, turn around, and smack approaching ants away from the hive. Researchers studied various ant species, finding that the bees' defense worked about a third of the time, depending on the ant species. Larger and faster ants, such as wood ants, were more successful in overcoming the bees' attacks. Ants, known for biting and even killing bees, are not defenseless, making it a two-sided war. The evolution of bees' wing fanning and smacking abilities likely developed as a way to defend against these aggressive invaders. Number 7. And then there are the ants to balance things out. We now know something new about ants as well, something strange. Some ants exhibit a primitive form of medicine, engaging in what appears to be intentional surgery. It's been known that ants treat the injuries of others and understand that a substance some species secrete can aid in healing. However, not all ants can secrete this substance. A team in Germany studied Florida carpenter ants, finding that when ants see others in distress from a leg injury, they amputate the damaged leg. Interestingly, they only perform this surgery if the injury is on the upper part of the leg, as the lower part isn't deemed worth the risk. Remarkably, the injured ant does not struggle during the amputation, and the survival rate of amputee ants increases dramatically, by 90%, compared to a control group. This form of surgery, likely aimed at infection prevention, highlights the fascinating and complex behaviors of ants. Number 6. Galactic gas leaks. A somewhat obscure mystery in astronomy may now have some light shed on it. Our models predicted that the universe should contain more gas than observed, particularly cold gas, which has been difficult to measure. New findings suggest that more gas exists than previously thought, potentially due to supermassive black holes blasting out gas farther than expected. This effect, not predicted by current cosmological models, may explain the missing baryon problem, the discrepancy between the amount of baryonic matter predicted and observed in the universe. The gas may be more diffuse and spread out, making it harder to detect. New techniques are being employed to observe this gas, potentially solving long-standing mysteries in cosmology. Number 5. The moss that can live on Mars. It's often said that nothing from Earth could survive on Mars, but that's a misconception. Certain microbes could withstand the surface radiation of Mars in a dormant state, which is why NASA sterilizes its landers. However, larger organisms are less likely to thrive there. A new candidate for Martian survival is Syntrichia caeninervis, a moss that grows in some of Earth's harshest conditions, including Antarctica and the Gobi Desert. Researchers subjected this moss to extreme conditions, including 5 years at 80 degrees Celsius in liquid nitrogen, 500 grays of radiation, and simulated Martian atmosphere. The moss went dormant but regenerated when returned to normal Earth conditions. While it wouldn't thrive on Mars, it could potentially survive in a dormant state, raising questions about its potential usefulness on the red planet, even though it isn't edible. Number 4. How the mammoths finally died. The last stand of the mammoths occurred on Wrangel Island in the Russian Arctic around 10,000 years ago, where a small group of mammoths became stranded. A population of several hundred developed but went extinct around 4,000 years ago. Scientists in Sweden analyzed the DNA of 14 Wrangel Island mammoths and found that inbreeding, although present, wasn't severe enough to cause their extinction. Environmental change, rather than drought or inbreeding, likely played a role, but the exact cause remains unclear. Interestingly, if conditions had been slightly different, the mammoths might have survived longer, and the island could still be supporting a mammoth population today. Number 3. Scientists want to drill 5 kilometers into the moon. This isn't about lunar exploration for geological purposes. It's a quest to understand whether protons decay over time, a question with profound implications for our understanding of the universe. Physicists in Italy propose drilling 5 kilometers into the moon to examine dense lunar rocks for evidence of proton decay. These rocks could preserve mineral evidence of this decay deep beneath the surface, protected from contamination. The findings could provide insights into fundamental physics and potentially reveal how the universe might end, making this a unique and ambitious scientific endeavor. Number 2. A new time zone for the moon. Landing on the moon has always presented a challenge due to general relativity. Time ticks slightly faster on the moon than on Earth due to its lower gravity, creating small deviations in expected landing positions. This issue, though minor, can affect the precision needed for lunar landings, especially in rugged terrain. To address this, NASA is working on establishing a new time zone for the moon that corrects for these relativistic effects. While the deviation is small, it could be crucial for future manned lunar missions. The development of this lunar time zone could play a significant role in ensuring the safety and success of upcoming missions. Number 1. That time Earth was exposed to interstellar space around 2 to 3 million years ago, the solar system may have collided with an interstellar cloud, known as the local ribbon of cold clouds, located in the constellation Lynx. This collision could have shrunk the heliosphere, exposing Earth directly to interstellar space for up to 10,000 years. During this time, Earth experienced a mysterious deposition of plutonium-244 and iron-60, products of distant supernovae, found in various locations on Earth and the Moon. This event may have increased hydrogen levels in Earth's atmosphere, potentially altering the climate and creating new evolutionary pressures. Although highly speculative, this event could have played a role in the development of early hominids and the eventual rise of human civilization. If confirmed, it could represent a previously unknown factor in our evolutionary history.